Hello and welcome, or welcome back. My name is Kabira and this is my YouTube channel, Kabira Speaks. So I am going to Bonnaroo in about a week. Well, Bonnaroo is actually in a little bit more than a week, but I will be leaving on my road trip in 1 week's time. So I thought I'd make a little Bonnaroo prep video this week because I have a lot of nervous energy and I need something to do with myself. So to kick it off, today is Sunday, June 1st. Happy Pride, happy Pride. It's a good day to be gay in some ways. Anyway, to kick it off, this is what I've got. I went to Michael's earlier, just a few minutes ago actually, and I got these. Oh, I should say my little girl Myra is here with me, so if you hear a little slight panting, that's Myra. We're waiting for Danny in the store, in Target. Anyway, so at Michael's I got these beautiful beads to make bracelets. Candy, as they're called. Make candy, and these will be like kind of the accent bead. And all together I got 4 packs of string, which might have been overkill. I see that now, but maybe it'll be enough. Overall it was like, hey, $60. Excuse me. Hello. Today is Monday, June 2nd, and I'm on my lunch break, which is Bonnaroo prep. So I haven't had a car for maybe 3 months. I just got a new car, but I still need to do my walking. So while I didn't have a car, I would walk like 10 to 20,000 steps a day. 1, for exercise, and 2, just to get around. Luckily, my city is quite walkable, but, you know, still, from point A to point B might be 40 minutes. So I've been doing quite a lot of walking, and even though I have a car now, I just want to keep up that habit. Because another thing is, in December, I got diagnosed with pre-diabetes. So I had to make some significant lifestyle changes, and one of those was walking more. But I actually started to really enjoy it. You know, I did it because I had to, but you know, walking is a great thing you can do for yourself. It's good exercise, it's low impact. I prefer to walk outdoors. I wish I had sunscreen on right now. That's the one thing. I'm trying to wear more sunscreen. I just turned 30, so in April. So yeah, gotta protect from the sun. But right now I'm going to one of my favorite places that I found while carless, the marsh. It's a really nice little marsh that's close enough for me to walk to, and I would go there every single day at lunch, rain or shine. And it's been really neat to see how it's transformed, like over the winter time to now, the beginning of, well, almost summer. It's still spring. Yeah, but let me show you this marsh. All right, here it is. So I would come here every day and read, listen to the birds, but using the Merlin app. Yeah, it's very, very peaceful. Excuse my bumpy walking steps. And I think my glasses might be broken. What's going on? There's lots of wildlife here. I've seen lots of turtles. I saw a snapping turtle the other day. That was scary. I've seen a blue heron, egrets. Oh, just geese. I thought I saw a big turtle. Here's... Yeah, and it's just kind of tucked away, and I would have never found it had I not been carless. This is my first day that I actually drove myself to work in 3 months, and I'm weirdly a little melancholy about it. My partner helped me with rides and stuff, and yeah, I think it made us closer. And now, I'm back to being able to drive myself, and then it's bittersweet. But yeah, that's my marsh. Okay, I'm gonna go home now. Happy because before I couldn't go home on my lunch break, now I can. I'm gonna go home, let out my dog, have some oatmeal, and I might do some stretching, which is all for Bonnaroo prep and my general health. But mentally, I tell myself it's for Bonnaroo, and that helps.
I missed you.
Holy. Another task down, and I'm under budget. Picked up some drinks, some iced tea, and a big 24-pack of water to pop in the freezer. It was way too hectic, but after I picked up the drinks, I went to the mall and returned a pair of Crocs. I ordered the Crocs Mega Crush sandal for Rue, but sadly, they were too big. I ordered a 10. I usually wear a 10, but not in Crocs. I should have known. So luckily, it was an online order, and I was able to return it in store, but still, I'm bummed because I don't have any sandals now for this. I do have white boots and purple sneakers. Now, so far it's looking like it's gonna rain. And last time I was at a festival, Elements, and it rained a ton. That's what I bought the white boots for, and I couldn't wear them at all because it was a muddy slop, and I wasn't about to get them so filthy. But when will I ever get a chance to wear them if this is how it always will be? It might not always be this way. Hello. Today is Friday, June 6th, and we are in the final crunch time days and hours before Bonnaroo. Ooh. So I actually started sleeping a little bit better. When I first started this vlog at the beginning of the week, I had been like waking up at around 5:30 every single day. Like, even if I wanted to sleep in, I couldn't sleep past 5 or 5:30, which I actually just found out recently that that's a form of insomnia, early waking. When I think about insomnia, usually I think of not being able to fall asleep or stay asleep, but not being able to sleep, like when you really need the rest, is still a form of insomnia. So once you have that information and you can look at it like that, to work on your sleep diet. But anyway, what I think has been helping me is magnesium. I started taking magnesium maybe 1 to 2 weeks ago. All for Bonnaroo, by the way. Like, that's another one of those things that's like, it's good for my general health, but my motivation and reason for doing it is to be festival ready. Yeah, but what I'm doing right now is I'm doing some food prep. I'll basically be cooking most of the day today. So I'm making too much. I fear I'm making too much, but I'm gonna freeze it all, and I do have what I think is gonna be a decent and good cooler. So hopefully we can eat a lot, and if not, I can bring it back. No waste. I hate to waste. I'm just doing a dry rub on this chicken. I'm gonna put it in the crock pot for about 6 hours. It'll fall off the bone, and yeah, pop that in the freezer, and I'll have chicken for like salads or maybe tacos if I so choose. I'm also planning to make today some ribs and carne that's an all-day affair, really. I do have a little bit of time, thank goodness. But this is the last chunk of time I'll have till the festival is, till we're on our way. We leave on Sunday to visit family in West Virginia. I hear we're gonna get some rain. Oh, I might have been talking about that in my last segment. It's looking a bit rainy at this point, which is kind of a bummer to me because it was rainy at my first festival, my first camping festival, Elements. But I mean, it was still really fun. It's just, I hope it's not a mud bog. That's the only thing. When it gets really muddy, I start to lose my mind a little bit. So I'll tell you how to make this chicken that I'm making right now, if you'd care to know, because it is something of a new staple in my household, because it's pretty inexpensive to make. So I get one of those big chicken packs, big packs of chicken from Aldi. It costs like $5.55 usually. You have to dry them off. That's what I was doing just a minute ago. Pat them dry with paper towels, and then make a dry rub. So the recipe calls for paprika, garlic powder, Italian seasoning, salt, onion powder, and that's it for the dry rub. And that's basically what I use. I don't really follow like the amount. I just wing it, follow my heart. Yeah, but you can make your own type of dry rub, whatever suits your fancy. I add a little cayenne pepper to mine because I like a little kick. Yeah, but you can do whatever you'd like. You can't really go wrong. Don't put in weird stuff like cinnamon and sugar, but for the most part, you can't really go wrong. Cinnamon and sugar has its place, just not with the chicken. Okay, so after you make your dry rub, you'll rub it all over like I did a minute ago in the clip before this. Pop it all in the crock pot. Add, let's see, a 1/3 cup of chicken broth. I use low sodium beef broth. That's just my preference. I feel like it gives it a really robust flavor. And the thing is, oh, I'm missing oregano. Found it. The thing is, you'll make a delicious au jus at the end with some of the juices. And I feel like the beef really serves well for that. I kind of forgot to mix up my dry rub the first time, but that's fine. It all gets mixed up anyway. So yeah. And then you, oh, I forgot one thing. Also, 1/4 cup of butter diced. I use plant butter because I have been diagnosed with high cholesterol. So that's one of the things I've done to like improve my diet, is do plant-based whenever I can. I'm not fully plant-based. Maybe someday. A lot of my friends and loved ones are. Yeah, so after you add in the broth and the butter on top, a little bit of garlic as well, minced garlic. Now, some people will say if you buy minced garlic, you're lazy and you don't deserve to be in the kitchen. That's pretty harsh. But I stand by minced. I don't have time. It's not that I hate chopping garlic. It's more so that I hate cleaning it up after I've done the chopping. And I kind of don't like chopping it as well, the whole process. And minced garlic is just as good. IMO. Saves me a lot of time and misery, so just pick your battles. Anyway, so you top off the chicken in the crock pot with the broth, the diced butter, and garlic. And then you cook it on low for 6 hours. That's it, done. It will be an amazing fall off the bone dish when you're done. Trust me. And that's the chicken recipe. Where did I get this from? If you wanted to, it says this is from the almondeater.com. So if you want the printout recipe, I always do a printout. And there you go. You can go get it there. All right, I'm watching the news right now, the horrible news. So I'll get back to it as I keep on cooking. I want to do some cleaning today also, so I can come home from my road trip to a beautiful clean house. I think it will just help me to reset once I come back and adjust back to my, regular routine and such. For the dry rub, you can rub it on your hands. You can shake it in a bowl if you hate touching meat. Whatever you want. It's pretty do it yourself kind of dish. Do it your way kind of dish. All right, peace out. Okay, now I'll show you how to make these ribs. I skipped ahead a little bit, and I didn't show you the beginning. And if you are vegan or vegetarian and are disgusted by meat, looking at meat, I'm sorry. You might choose to skip ahead here. I won't be upset. And yeah. Anyway, so similar to the chicken, I dried it with paper towels. I also rinsed it first. That's what the directions say to do. So I rinsed it, pat it dry with paper towels. I added some of this sweet and smoky seasoning. The recipe didn't call for any type of that, but I added it anyway. And then smothered it with my spicy brown mustard on top. You can see this is what she's looking like. After that, S&P liberally. Oh, too liberal. That looks like it came on kind of thick. Hopefully it's fine. This is a bit of a thicker sea salt, so I'm sure it'll be okay. Now, even if you don't like mustard, you're not going to be able to, this isn't going to taste like mustard when it's all said and done. As a matter of fact, we'll put barbecue sauce on it at the end, and that'll be the star of the show. The mustard, I don't know what it does something, but I'm not the inventor of this recipe, so I couldn't tell you. Okay, after that, after the mustard S&P, wrap it up tight. Should we go long way? I'm gonna have to get a little more foil. Maybe I should have gone the short hamburger style. That's all right. We just have to make a really good seal here. Here's a question that I've never known the answer to. Does it matter what side of the aluminum foil you're using? Like, you know how one side is a bit shinier and one side is less shiny? Well, I was just wondering if there's a rhyme or reason, or if one side has a purpose or not. I'm gonna wrap her just one more time, just a little bit more. Aluminum foil is one of my favorite inventions. Every time I use it, I'm impressed. What we need is reusable. But I guess part of the beauty of it is you don't have to wash it. All right. She's tight. Wrapped up. And yeah, I put it on a baking sheet. Bone side down, it says. What would that be? Why wouldn't they just say right side up or something? I truly don't know what bone side down means. I'm just gonna keep it as is. And pop it in. The oven's on 275, and this will be in for 2.5 hours. Okay. Okay. So that's how you make ribs that everyone will love if they like meat. Now, I haven't eaten anything like this in months because, like I said, I got diagnosed with pre-diabetes. I actually bought this rack of ribs a mere day or two before I got the diagnosis. So they've been sitting in my freezer ever since. But did I tell you I beat pre-diabetes? I did. I just got blood work done and I'm pre-diabetes free. But I still gotta keep eating the same way I was for the most part because it could come back. Good. But this will just be a little treat. This is my vacation. Bonnaroo is my vacation. Okay. Doing good on my tasks. Next up, pork for carnitas. Okay, we're in the final stretch for this food prep. The big things anyway. The carnitas have been taking me a bit longer than the chicken and the ribs because I had a big, huge pork thing, and I had to cut it into chunks. So my hand's kind of achy, but the hardest part is over. So if you want to know how to make these, I'll tell you how. The recipe called for pork shoulder. My grocery store had pork butt on sale, which I think is kind of the same thing, but I'm not a butcher. Okay. So it's cut into big chunks, 2-inch chunks, and in a 9x13 pan. And then the recipe says to add a tablespoon of salt. This time I did measure. I have not, a tablespoon of salt seems like so much. Let me double check. Seasoned pork with 1 tablespoon salt. All right. But maybe not just on the top. Maybe that's where I'm going wrong, because it says, and place in a 9x13 glass baking dish. I'm just putting it on the top. I better move some of this all around. Who knows? Whoop. I'm keeping it off cam so as not to disgust you. Raw meat is kind of squanky. Okay. I love carnitas. They're my second favorite taco. And that's not a joke. My first favorite taco is lengua. I wasn't making a taco joke. I guess I am now. Okay. So, covered with 1 tablespoon of salt, and then I also have quartered an orange. I'm gonna put that all around. Wait, I gotta squeeze it on first. Oh, that's one juicy orange. Okay, and put the wedge right in. Great. Okay. And I also, the recipe said to quarter an orange. I decided to cut it up a little bit more, but no big deal. And I'm gonna put those big onion, did I say orange? I meant onion. I'm gonna put the onion in the dish. Now, it says to make the pan as full as possible. I thought I was gonna have to use 2 pans at first, but it's doing its thing. It's got to be full for a reason. Okay, and then lastly, 1/4 cup of vegetable oil. Looks like we've never used this till now. I'm glad I had it. I thought about replacing the vegetable oil with like olive oil or something, but once again, it's most likely for a reason. Okay. What did I say? 1/4 cup? Oh, that's too much. No, it's actually perfect. And pour over the top. Wait. Weirdly enough, it says to add cinnamon, a cinnamon stick, which I haven't got, but I'm just gonna do a bit of cinnamon powder. Even though I just was saying on my chicken recipe, don't add weird stuff, but that's what the recipe says. Okay, just a bit, just a bit. Hopefully that's not too crazy. And garlic. Oh, I have my garlic over there. Once again, minced. Nothing wrong with it. Don't let anybody tell you that there is. Okay. It smells good. I guess that's the cinnamon and orange. This is gonna be pretty aromatic, my guess is. It said to do 4 garlic cloves. Now the only thing is, I don't really know like the equivalent. 4 garlic cloves, what is that in minced? I don't know, but when it comes to garlic, I just follow my heart. See where it takes me. All right, I believe it's about ready. It also calls for bay leaves, but I haven't got that, and I couldn't find it at the store either. So instead of bay leaves, how about I add some fresh oregano, freeze-dried oregano. Okay. I will show you once what it looks like all in this dish, just so you know. In one pan, and then I'm gonna pour the vegetable oil along the top, okay? And the last step is to wrap it tightly with aluminum foil. This cooks on 275 as well. So I have the ribs in right now for a few hours on 275, and luckily this is the same temp. I love when that happens. Low and slow, baby. I might have to add a little bit more. This is a really big pan, so it's not quite covering on the sides. But anyway, I'll add a cross section of foil. I'm foil crazy today. There, that's the ticket. That tightens it up for me. All right, there she is. And in she goes. Ooh, heavy. Okay. I had to cut it off of a bone and around a bone. There's still quite a bit of meat left on the bone, so I'm gonna make this for my dog. No, I added no extra seasonings or salt. I just sprayed it with a little olive oil, and I'll put this in when I have a little more room in the oven. Just something to know, dogs cannot have cooked bones. Never have cooked bones. They can splinter and really hurt them or even kill them. So I will, once it's cooked, I can cut it off the bone and give her a delicious snack safely. But just always remember that. No cooked bones for dogs, and no garlic, and no onion, and no grapes. Those are the main things you need to know, and how to make all this food. So now you know. Yeah, I think later today I'm gonna make some roasted sweet potatoes. I can toss those on a salad for some extra nutrition, and I can eat sweet potatoes cold. I do have a little cook stove, of course. But if I so choose, I could just pop them on like a salad, cold or warm. So, but my oven is full, the crock pot is full. I need to go find another task to cross off my to-do list, but we're doing good. Butterfly. Okay, so I made a mistake, or a series of mistakes rather. Firstly, I forgot that I would have to put barbecue sauce on the ribs and then cook them at a higher temperature. Earlier, when I was so excited that they were both cooking, the carnitas and the ribs were both cooking at 275, I forgot I would have to turn it up to 400. So I pulled the carnitas out while I did that, and hopefully that's fine and they could retain their heat in the foil. And the next mistake I made, I forgot to get barbecue sauce. I have some barbecue sauce at home here, but it's sugar-free. And if I was gonna use that, I would have just used it like as dipping, because it just simply doesn't work as well when you're trying to get like the barbecue sauce type of a glaze on ribs. But in spite of that, I thought that was my only option, so I dumped like half of the bottle on the ribs, which was a mistake because it's not gonna do its thing. And that barbecue sauce is very expensive for barbecue sauce. You know, it's like $6 or $7 because it's sugar-free. But then I quickly made my own barbecue sauce, which is basically just ketchup, brown sugar, and some type of vinegar. I used white wine vinegar, and it was so good, and I think it saved the day. But I do regret wasting so much of my sugar-free. But I'll show you what the ribs look like now. There we go. Had to go cinematic for this. That's Cav's baby back ribs. Sorry, I lost it. Okay. There they are. So I have to obviously let these cool and cut them up, put them in a bag, freeze them. I also made the ribs upside down. That was another mistake I made. But the directions were simply not clear. Bone side up or bone side down. Just speak more clearly. It's my fault. All right, I've begun packing. Today is, loading the car, actually. I'm packed, mostly packed. My clothes aren't packed. Today is Saturday, June 7th. I had to work a little bit today, and I've been running around, and I've done a lot more things that I just simply couldn't put in this vlog because I had to lock in, I had to focus. And I'm just popping in real quick to say we're loading up, and I found two secret pockets over here. That's one, and there's one over on this side, and they both have first aid kits in them. It's pretty nice. All right, time to go load up.